Question 1.
Am I allowed to request additional medical tests for the orphan before the adoption? I believe it is imperative for the family that is in the process of adopting to get as much medical information that is necessary to understand the background of the child and what the current status of the child is. Sometimes the family might need to have some additional expenses in order to have these medical tests done. With the assistance of a good adoption specialist, with the United States Adoption Agency specialist, that is, and the liaison in the foreign country, the family should seek all the necessary medical information to make sure that they understand all the critical issues regarding the child's past and current situation. I would further advise that the family should take the results to a US-based doctor that could further analyze and look at the information and provide the family with a view on what the situation of the child is and if the child needs treatment or what the future will hold for this child. I would like to add that the way the family presents their case with regard to requesting additional medical tests for the child is very important. As long as the family has a good claim and knows how to present in a polite and respectful but firm manner why they would like additional medical tests and how the results will impact the family's decision, I believe the adoption officials in the foreign country will be very understanding and they will allow for such tests to be conducted. Of course, the government in the foreign country does not have all the resources to pay for such tests, and of course sometimes the family will have to burden the expense for the tests, which also will have to be translated back into English and returned to the United States. The family should be very cautious when their adoption representative delays or tries to avoid getting more tests done for the child using all kinds of excuses such as we are not allowed to do this or the government will not permit us. The point of the fact is that the family has to know clearly what is going on with the child's health, because if there are problems which later on will be revealed when the child comes to the United States, the family will have to burden the responsibility of taking care of that child. Sometimes certain families are not able to cope with a child that has particular psychological or emotional or even physical problems that were not made clear from the beginning. The family has to understand that they do need to know what the medical situation is with the child. Their responsibility is towards the child and making sure that the child comes to a better life and not wind up in a worse situation than where the child comes from. There are many instances where the family is overwhelmed by the medical problems they discover in the child that sometimes families have to return the child to the original country. Sometimes families divorce, or even sometimes the child is put up in an orphanage in the United States. Do your homework well and analyze the information you receive under the guidance of a qualified, trustworthy specialist. If your adoption representative delays or does not wish to assist you in obtaining more medical information, you have to make sure that there is no hidden reason. For example, they know there is a problem with the child and they just want to place the child and do not care what happens after the child comes to the United States. On the other hand, you don't need to be too pushy when the agency clearly demonstrates that there is no additional medical information available for the child. Then you have to make a balanced decision whether you want to go ahead and adopt the child. Many times when families review a video or after they visit the child, they are overwhelmed by the child they meet. Sometimes things that look not very good in the beginning can be easily resolved when the child comes home. So always there should be balance in your decision making. That's why you need to have the guidance and assistance of trusted specialists, doctors, and attorneys that can help you in this exciting and important project in your life.